Fresh read on inflation out this morning is backing up the Federal Reserve's case for an interest rate cut in just a couple of weeks.
And the cost of living is top of mind for voters ahead of November, and a new analysis looks at how the presidential candidates' economic plans would play out in real life.
National correspondent Atra Elishar has a closer look.
More progress in the fight against high inflation. The measure of costs that the Federal Reserve pays the most attention to, personal consumption expenditures, shows inflation in July held steady at 2.5%, as expected.
My confidence has grown that inflation is on a sustainable path back to 2%.
With the Fed's target rate within reach, they're fully expected to cut interest rates when they meet again in 2.5 weeks, bringing relief to Americans who've been putting off a home or car purchase.
So what would you do day one?
Day one, it's going to be about, one, implementing my plan for what I call an opportunity economy.
We're going to pay down our debt, and we're going to reduce your taxes still further, and your groceries are going to come tumbling down.
Both Vice President Harris and former President Trump making tall promises to voters, but details of how they'll make life easier for the middle class without adding significantly to the national debt are sparse.
I think a lot of what we're hearing is they're competing over who can overpromise more. This is a dangerous game that can lead to very large deficits and, by the way, worsen our inflation challenges in the process.
The nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says both candidates have policies that could constrain supply. For Harris, it's higher taxes on corporations. For Trump, it's his strict stances on trade and immigration.
When you reduce immigration or do deportations, that reduces our supply of labor.
At the same time, a lot of their proposals would surge demand. For Trump, it's his plan to cut taxes on Social Security benefits. And for Harris, it's her idea to give first-time home buyers $25,000 for their down payment.
Guess what? Housing prices are going to go up to eat up a lot of that $25,000 tax credit.
As the old adage goes, you campaign in poetry, you govern in prose. Much of what a candidate runs on doesn't come to fruition, at least not exactly as they planned, because it has to get through Congress, the partisan balance of which will also be decided in November. On Capitol Hill, I'm Atra Elishar reporting.